How's it going, everybody? Welcome to We Do Tech. Now, back at Computex 2018, Gigabyte showed off their first set of their own RGB memory. Now, along with that, there was also a lot of other companies showing off their own RGB memory, so it was kind of a bit hard to really make your memory stand out from all of the others. There's only so much you can really do. You can make it addressable, can add some funky new heat spreaders, but that's not always what the people want. But Gigabyte did something that really made their memory, personally to me, stand out above all of the others. And that is, if you do buy one of their 16 gig kits with its two 8 gig sticks, you get two dummy modules. So you in effect get 4 modules, but only 2 is really working, and you don't really pay anything more for those 2 dummy modules because the prices is still really good compared to all of the competitors out there. So that to me was really cool to see. And nowadays, if you want to build your new gaming system, especially if you go for like an RGB system, you want to make it look really impressive. And if you only have 2 modules in your system out of the 4, or even only 4 out of your 8, then it doesn't look that impressive. But now with these, you only need to buy a single 16 gig kit and you get 4 DIMM slots, so that really will fit out your entire system and just make it look that much more impressive without really paying too much. Now with all of that, let's jump into how the memory modules look and work and all of that right after this. Do you live in South Africa and want to get the best deals on all the latest gaming products? Well, RebelTech is the best place to check out. They have a huge variety of peripherals, PC components, laptops, and just everything else you would need. So go check out rebeltech.co.za to get the products you are looking for at a low price. Now, at the moment, the only kit you get is the 2x8 16 gig kit that runs at 3200 megahertz. No word yet on if they will bring out more later, but at the moment, that is all we have. Also, this kit is going for 3,500 Rand on RebelTech here in South Africa, or $220 on Amazon. Now, taking a look at the design of the AORUS RGB memory, you get a brushed aluminum heat spreader with the AORUS eagle on the side, which does actually fit quite well. The illumination bar is also the same height as the heat spreader, so when looking from the side, you can't really see it, but you do get some open grooves on the side that let you see some of the lighting going on. Now, one of the problems we usually have with RAM modules and air coolers is that the memory modules are too high. Now, these ones come in at 3.9 centimeters, whereas something else like the Corsair Vengeance Pro RGB memory comes in at 5 centimeters. Now, you might be asking, how was Gigabyte able to make this dummy module work? That it doesn't really pick up as a memory module, but it still allows it to actually turn on and then control the lighting. Well, when you look at the two side by side, you will see that the dummy module has a far less connectors than the working module. So it's still able to power up and allow it to send the data through to the LEDs that you can control, but it doesn't have any of the data transferring connectors that you would really need if it was a working memory module. Now, as for controlling the lighting, you will need to go download either a Gigabyte Fusion or their Fusion Link software. Fusion Link, I found, had a bit more options to go for if you want to control the memory modules. It doesn't work as well with the rest of the components compared to just Fusion. Now, taking a look at the effects you get, first up, the Gigabyte Fusion software. First, you get pulse for the standard effects, which is just going to pulse in and out of the effects you select. You can adjust the speed and everything you want as well. Next up is music, which is going to link up with the music you are playing, which is going to give it the cool effect. You can also change the colors and all of that for that. Next up, you get color cycle, which is just kind of cycle through all of the 16.8 million different colors throughout your memory modules, your motherboard, your GPU, and all of that. You can also adjust the speed. Next up, you get static, which is self-explanatory. It's just a single color. After that, you get flash, which just flashes between all of the components. You can change the speed and then the brightness and the colors as well. After that, you get random, which is self-explanatory again. It's just going to randomly choose the effects and the colors and all of that to go for. After that, we have a wave, but for some reason it is disabled on the current Fusion software that I'm using. I'm not sure if it's because of my motherboard, but I'm not able to activate that. But I will be able to control the memory modules wave effect in Fusion Link. So after that, we get a double flash, which is just going to double flash with the color you selected, and then also the speeds and the brightness. Lastly, we have a demo, which is just going to choose the random effect it wants. It's going to go through all of them, the colors, and it's just kind of a showpiece if you want to show off how the lighting actually works. And then next up, we have the Fusion Linked software, which, as you guys can see, pretty much looks exactly like just a normal Fusion software, but I'm not able to link up my GPU for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it does pick up my memory modules. And then also I can still control all of the other components with the normal Fusion software. So for the Fusion Link software, you also get the pulse, the static, flash, double flash. You get also color cycle, which we did have, but now we get color strobe, which honestly looks exactly like wave, so there's not really too much different there. But you also get a droplet, which you can choose the color you would want, and then the speed, and then where it drops from top to bottom. You also get a color droplet, which is different colors that is going to drop between all of the LEDs. You also get cascade, which is going from top inwards and then outwards again. You can select the color you would want and then the speed. And then finally you get the color cascade, which is just the same, just with a different RGB colors. So that is what you get for the Fusion Link. Now I will have to mention that with the wave effect, or with some of the effects, you can't change the direction of which way the colors are going. So for example, the wave effect, it only goes from a bottom to top. You can't change it from top to bottom or left to right, which is unfortunate. Hopefully later on Gigabyte can add that much more control to their Fusion software and allow you to control more of the lighting, because I know that is able with Corsair's Corsair software, Corsair IQ. So that will be nice if Gigabyte was able to add that, and I just think that will look really awesome if you do have more control over the software, because that's usually the issue with most of the motherboard manufacturers' software. It's not that as advanced as some of the other custom software out there. So that's pretty much it for my quick look at the Gigabyte AORUS RGB memory, their first memory so far. They also make SSD now, so they've also been making power supplies more. So that's really cool to see, and I really do like the different approach they went with making their RGB memory, where you get the two dummy modules. That's really cool compared to all of the other companies that just make standard RGB memory, and there's nothing really too different between all of them. These ones are also standard looking. There's not really anything that looks crazy with it, but that you do get that two dummy modules really makes it just almost a better buy compared to all of the others out there. So if you are in the process of building or looking at a new RGB memory and you want to make your system look really cool with all four of your memory modules occupied, then these ones are definitely going to look great with that, without you really paying anything more for them. So if you guys want to get these for yourself, I will leave links in the video description where you can get it either on RebelTech if you live in South Africa, or Amazon if you live overseas. So with all of that, big thanks to Gigabyte for sending these over for review, and then I will check all of you guys next time. Cheers guys.